course, that's Ryan Bader back here to the program. 20-5, was on a pretty good run. Had a little hiccup last fight out against Anthony Johnson, but now got Ilir Latifi, UFC Fight Night 93. Obviously a battle of two wrestlers that are mixed martial artists now.
Yep.
Latifi tends to push against the cage, try to grind you down, like typical old style, like early UFC days, wrestler style. He just kind of leans on you, makes you tired, and takes you down the ground and pounds you. How hard is it to find body types in practice in Arizona that can help out with that kind of push?
I actually had the perfect guy, Daniel Sarafian. He was in the UFC vet, about the same height, super strong, and Sarafian throws nothing but 100% hard, looping, overhand punches, strong kicks. He's strong. He has good takedowns. So it's been perfect. I've been sparring him. It's really helped with my distance and knowing that if you get too close to the guy, he's going to – what Latifi's good at is he'll set and then go. He'll swing, counter. And that's what Sarafian's good at. So I've had that my whole camp, and I've got to, fight off takedowns from him. I'll let him get in there deep and have to fight it off because I know Latifi's strong. He's going to try to put me on the fence and kind of what he did with his last fight with Gian.
Beyonce, yep.
So it's been good. The thing about this camp, I've done some different things. I feel like I'm in the best shape. I've done my usual routine, power MMA, and then I've been doing some different elevation stuff. Even though we're fighting at sea level, a new thing just kind of opened up here in Arizona. I sit in a pod for 40 minutes, and it just kind of changes pressure. My body has to adapt, and then I've been hitting mitts and running in a 10,000-foot elevation room, a big room.
Oh, wow.
So I get to move around. So sparring-wise and everything, I've been feeling great. I can think, as everybody knows, when you get tired, everything goes out the window. So I just feel good. I feel good this camp. My last fight, it was just one of those things where, it wasn't me. I didn't even show up to fight. And it's one of those things where I want to get in there and be the best me, the best version of me, and show everybody, hey, let's move on.
Why didn't you show up to fight your last fight? Like, what happened?
I didn't know. Well, the thing is, when went in there and we had a good game plan. We weren't gonna rush anything, and then for some reason I thought I saw something that I didn't, and I was in no man's zone for a second, and then just kind of biding my time, gonna get up, and then just one of those shots just got me pretty good. So it was just one of those things where you leave where you're so frustrated, and now it's one of those things you just learn from. But when you leave, you're like, you put in all that work, and then that's not you that went into that fight, and it's just one of those things where. Wish you can get it back, but it is what it is. So you gotta kind of go to your next one and try to, show everybody that you're better than that, and erase it from people's minds.
How is your weight through this whole process? Because you seem like it's not really that difficult for you to make weight, and part of it's because you're training, but you're not very big either for the weight class.
Yeah, my weight's actually it's higher than usual.
Oh.
I think it might be something to do with all that other the extra stuff I've been doing. I'm sitting at about 225 right now. Okay. And pretty lean too. And so usually I'm maybe down to like 215 by now, 217. So it's not an issue though. I've been eating healthy and everything. And we actually have the weigh-ins Friday morning now.
Right.
Which they're doing in Germany also. So that'll be good. Get in there, cut the weight, have a full day plus to rehydrate, get your meals in and everything. And so it's always good. I don't like to cut too much weight. I've done it my whole life in wrestling. And so I like going in there and feeling good. I don't want my first fight to be that weight cut and making that weight. You kind of concentrate on that the whole time. And the fight is actually in the foreground, it's the back of your mind. And so I think that's what a lot of people get hung up on. They make weight and they think, oh man, it's almost over. That's their fight. So I like to go in there, concentrate on the fight, not worry too much about the weight cut.
So when you're talking about not worrying about the weight cut, are you going to go in earlier to acclimate to Germany because the time zone change? You're just going to show up the normal Monday like everybody else is going to show up?
Yeah, I leave Monday. I get there Tuesday. For me, I haven't lost an overseas fight. I fought in Australia twice, Japan. I did lose in Brazil, but in Sweden. So I fought in the morning in Japan and Australia, and I fought late, like 3 a.m. in Sweden. And so I'm used to it. I like it. It kind of buckles me down. I only have the people that are in the same mind frame, traveling with me and going to these overseas fights. And I just like that whole mindset, and I just get there regular time, and it's worked great for me. I acclimate pretty fast to the sleep schedule and everything. So I'm just going to keep it the same.
Who's going with you to Hamburg?
I got Aaron Simpson. He's been my coach, ASU. Got a striking coach, Chaz, and then my brother-in-law. He's a boxer. He helps in the camp, and he's just one of those good guys to have around. I room with him, and I spar with him throughout camp and everything like that. And so a group of guys that I've had a long time, I'm tight with. They know how I react and what I need and what I don't need.
Yeah.
As far as week of, in the fight, they know what needs to be said, what doesn't need to be said. So it's always good to have those good group of guys around you.
Are you going to have to bring any kind of special food with you, or go grocery shopping when you get there for your weight cut, or it's just pretty standard, whatever's around, you'll be okay with it?
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Like I said, I've traveled a lot, and I've been to probably the Japan was probably the place where it was the hardest to try to really get the food that you've been eating on a routine. So Germany, I mean, it's easy to find. You can find a chicken breast anywhere. Lean meats or vegetables. So for me, that's what it'll be about: just eating vegetables. Some good fats and some lean meat. I'll cut out the carbs and. Pretty simple.
We all know that Latifi is going to try and make this go to a decision because that's his best bet. Unless you get tired, which it doesn't sound like it's going to happen. Yeah. It might hit you and make you fall down. But he's just not that kind of style guy where you're like, oh, he's going to club you if you get too close. That's for sure. But he's not a guy you got to worry about trying to knock you out from a distance.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to counteract that? I mean, obviously, it's two wrestlers. At some point, the probability of you ending up on the ground on your back is pretty high just because of two wrestlers battling each other and screaming. At some point, someone's going to fall down. The probability of him ending up on his back is very high as well. So it's not like it's just him taking you down. What have you done to counteract that style of Latifi's where he's almost like a freestyle and Greco guy where he's trying to gut wrench you the whole time, even though you're on your back already, he's just trying to hold you and doesn't really want to do much.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Although he's strong and he can take you down, if you've seen his fight, he doesn't really have any control. Maybe that's from his freestyle background. Collegiate wrestlers and everything. We have to ride people, and that's what my bread and butter was in college. And so for me, if I get taken down, it's about getting back up. I'm not going to sit there and play my guard. Try for sweeps or anything. I'm going to old school wrestling, get to my base, stand up, and get back to my feet. Kind of wrestling, get out of there kind of deal. And so he's good at counter punching. He kind of stays on the fence. He'll back himself up to the fence and kind of jog around the outskirt, the octagon right there. And for me, the keys really are to first establish my distance and use my jab. I think I used my jab well in the Rashad fight. He really couldn't get anything going because I kept popping him. So I'm gonna try to do that, and then I'm gonna try to look for my openings where I can land some power shots and being in a distance that benefits me. You get too close, he's swinging a wild left or a wild right, and he's strong, and he'll come in maybe with some uppercuts and try to not even really take you down. He'll try to run you across the octagon to the cage. So for me, I gotta if he's doing that, I gotta make him work there. I gotta make him tired. I gotta put his head down. I gotta make him or put him in bad positions where he's working hard and exhausting himself just to try to get a takedown.
I was actually going to mention that he doesn't really try to take anybody down as much as he goes after you from a standpoint of trying to get you to the cage. I just want to get you against the cage and lean on you. I'm not really looking to get you on your back. And a lot of people just don't know how to sprawl, so they end up getting caught up and taken down because their feet get closer and closer and get ripped out. Knowing that's his style, does it kind of make it easier to defend takedowns? You can actually take a couple more risks with your punching because you know that if he gets in, he's not going to pick you up and drop you right away. He's going to try to run you, and you can kind of, let a little quick step to the cage. Does it make it a little easier?
He doesn't change directions when he shoots, so it's not like he shoots in and then he's cutting a corner. He's driving the whole time. So just like you said, you can do your back little shuffle until you get one hip out, and you can put him on his stomach, on his face, and get that sprawl going. So he's looking to run you on the cage, get your feet together, get your legs together, and he's looking to lock his hands. He's going to dump you, and then from there, he's if he lets go to punch it all, it's really not simple, but it's that's the time to get up. You know, we've seen a bunch of fights. That's when you stand up and get out. He is a strong guy. He's gonna be strong. I know that. You know, so for me, I got to keep my back off the fence, keep pressure on him, and you know, really push that pace, because I feel like I can go a hard 3 rounds. Where you know, with him, he's a strong dude, a lot of muscle on him. You know, he gets slows down a little bit, especially if he's really trying and not succeeding on those takedowns.
Ryan, thanks so much for coming on here. I really appreciate it.
For sure.
It's great to talk to you again, man. I can't wait to see this fight. It's going to be awesome to watch. So
it'll be a good one. Can't wait.
It's going to be you don't like making predictions, but do you see yourself finishing them when you do your visualization?
I want to. You know, I haven't had it finished in a while, and I want to go in there. And for me, I'm going to take some risks in this fight to go in there and get the finish. You know, I'm gonna try to open up and do some different stuff. You'll see some new stuff from me, you know, striking wise and everything. So I just feel more comfortable, and I want to go in there. I want to finish this fight. I want to get in there and get out, hand raise, and get a finish, really.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Ryan. Have fun. We'll talk to you later.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.